Alright, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahawashi, Call Halayim, La Alahaya Nawa, Yahweh Bashim Yahawashi, Barakatham, Yahweh Bashim Yahawashi, Bashim Rakakwadash, Shalom wa Barakim, La Bakar Shayasha Allah, Washani Kabad, Gawala Wakwab, Zakonim Nawa, Waha Shala Yakim Nawa, Shayasha Allah Ba'ayt. Alright, giving all praise to the Most High Yahweh. Alright, Bashim Yahawashi, which is in the name of his anointed Savior Yahawashi. And the Holy Spirit, by Hashem Rakakwadash, peace and blessings be upon the elected Israel out there that tune into these videos and all the videos of the men of the Lord pushing the truth, which we all learned from our apostles and elders, a great millstone. Double honors unto you all. That's all what I said in the Hebrew. And I want to be as concise as possible in this video about this Hebrew highlight. I think it should say the dyed garments of Yahawashi and the judgments that are coming. All right, so I was doing some reading. The Spirit led me to Psalm 71, unrighteous. You'll be seeing I'm going to be going through Psalms, the 71st chapter. I'll probably do the first 5 verses. But before, that's what I was going to do. You know, that's the video I was going to do. But then I stopped here in the 4th verse, and something told me to look up this word cruel, and it led me to some things. So before I get to these points that I want to make here, I want to bring out some more edification, just go into some of these precepts and prophecies about Yahawashi and the coming judgment and tie in the Hebrew with it. And like I said, I'm going to be try to be as concise as possible, not be all over the place through the Spirit. But sometimes it's like that, and I pray and I know through the Spirit of Yahawashi that this will be edifying. La Bakan Shiyasha Allah, Masha Pakas Noah, or the elect family of Israel, you know, our elect family of Israel, Adawan Ratazah of the elect. So let me get started here. John 5 and 20. This is concerning Yahawashi. All right. It says, "For the Father loveth the Son, and showeth him all things that himself doeth, and will show him greater works than these, that ye may marvel." Now, part of those works are going to be the coming destruction of America and the judgment for Esau. All right. And it's going to look something like this. And the whole world is going to see it. All right, and this picture was done by the brother Manatazak Banyamyan out in the Bay. All right, and this is a great depiction of it. All right, the coming marvel. All right, the thing that the Heavenly Father has ordained for Yahawashi. All right, that ye may marvel. For as the Father raiseth up the dead and quickeneth them, even so the Son quickeneth whom He will. So now it says here that just like the Father raiseth up from the dead. All right, just like that's how the Son is going to. All right, the Son is going to have the power to actually raise up the elect. Some are going to be translated on through the Spirit, won't get put to death. All right, that's why you have. I want to bring out this precept real quick. 1 Thessalonians 4:16. For the Lord Himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead shall rise in Yahawashi shall rise first, or Hamashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. So there are going to be some of us, okay, that are going to be here until the very end, get caught up through the fire. Us, I'm speaking on the elect here in Babylon, and then you're going to have the rest of Israel, 1/3, the elect 144,000 from the other parts of the earth to be called up that are going to be remaining. All right, so that's why it says here in John 5:21, for as the Father raised from the dead and quickeneth them, even so the Son quickeneth who He will. All right, everybody has a name written to be delivered. Now here's a point. It says, here's more of the point. For the Father judgeth no man, but have committed all judgment unto the Son. All right, so now all judgment has been committed unto Yahawashi. All right, it says that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son honoreth not the Father, which have sent him. All right, real quick, 24. Verily I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me hath everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from life unto death. Why did he say that, but is passed from life unto death, if you believe on him? Because remember, it was just said that even so the Son quickeneth who he will. And quickeneth in the Hebrew is chaya, which means life or to make alive. All right, it's the spirit that quickeneth. The spirit of Yahawashi is going to be the only thing that delivers us and keeps us alive. All right, up into salvation. All right, so moving on to Psalm 71 now. This is some psalm that David prayed and that we should be praying. All right. And I'm going to just say in the Hebrew real quick, but I want to get the point. It says, deliver me, O my power, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel man. All right, now what we're going to focus on is cruel. The way you say it in the Hebrew is Alahaya, Palatnawa, Mayad, Rashai, Makap, Ma'aiwal, WACHAAWAMATAZA. All right, so deliver. We know who the hand of the wicked is. The scripture says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. If not, where and who is he? All right, we know that the wicked starts off with the chief nation in the Bible, Esau and Edom. All right, today we know as the white race. All right, so-called Salakia, so-called right race. Salakia means forgive me because they're not really white. Now, when you look up this word cruel, I always stress this in my videos and to the Akim here. When you look up, something told me to look up cruel, this adjective describing this man. Now, when you look up cruel, it is CHAAMATAZA. That's the root word there, CHAAMATAZA. Now, when you scroll down and you look up in this section here, the authorized version King James translation count, we see that cruel comes up, this Hebrew word CHAAMATAZA comes up as leavened 5 times, cruel only once, died 1 time, and grieved 1 time. So I thought, now dyed, we know that we dyed our garments, just like Exodus 25 and 5. You can go look that up. All right, and we know that cruel also appears in the scriptures as well, but for some reason it's only here once, and its connection with dyed. Now, when you go to what it says for dyed, it's Isaiah 63, the prophecy about Yahawashi. All right, now this is the coming judgment. Remember, all judgment is committed unto him. Okay? David is asking to be delivered from the wicked and cruel man. We know that the deliverer, all right, and the way you say deliver in Hebrew is Hawashai, all right? It's Hawashai. And we know that our deliverer is Yahawashi. Now, we come here to Isaiah 63 and 1. It says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments? Now, here it says dyed, but there it says cruel. It's the same exact word. When Yahawashi comes back, he's going to have on a cruel garments, if you will. All right. Now it says, with dyed garments from Bozrah. Bozrah was a city in Edom or Esau. It says, this that is glorious in his apparel. So these cruel, or these dyed garments, or these CHAAWAMATAZA, Salakia, CHAAWAMATAZA Bagadyam, all right, CHAAMATAZA Bagadyam, Salakia, Bagadyam, cruel garments. Those dyed garments that you're going to have are going to be cruel for these Edomites, man. It's not going to be nothing nice. All right? It says it's going to be a fermented. Now, why does it say fermented? All right? Because when you come back here, we're going to finish out this prophecy. Now, this is widely known by theologians and anyone who reads the Bible that Isaiah 63 and 1 is talking about who the world calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahawashi. All right? He's coming to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel and no one else. All right, salvation is not open to everyone, especially Edomites, because here it's telling you this is speaking about him. It says, traveling in greatness of his strength. I that speaketh in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like that hast treadest in the wine fat? It says, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. All right, because Yahawashi is going to be the one to usher in the kingdom and to bring this judgment. All right. Now remember that CHAAMATAZA, for I will tread them in his garments are going to be CHAAMATAZA. All right, which that is the same thing that Esau possesses. All right, and that we're trying to be delivered to. So the only way to be delivered from this unrighteous and cruel man is by someone who can conquer that. And he's going to conquer that by staining himself with that cruelty. And that's going to be glorious. That's going to be glorious apparel. It says, for I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury. That's this right here. That's Esau. That's exactly what's going to happen to him, man. All right? In his fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. That's talking about Yahawashi. All right, the year of the redeemed, the time for the elect of the Yashar Allah to be delivered, man. All right. Now, moving forward, James 2:13, it says, for he shall have judgment without mercy, that have showed no mercy. And all you got to do is go on Google and type in slavery, all right, or the conquistadors torturing Mexicans, or conquistadors invade Peru, or conquistadors invade Florida or something. You know what I mean? That's all you got to, or you type in trans-Saharan slave trade, or things of that nature. Or type in, go on YouTube and type in the Canary effect. All right, you show how much mercy was given. And guess what? It was no mercy. That's why that same judgment that the Most High gave to his son, all right, that judgment is going to come upon and fall upon Esau, according to this prophecy here. All right, he's going to judge Edom. Now, how do we also know that this Isaiah 63 is talking about Yahawashi? You have to link up with Revelation 13, all right, because it's all about the prophecy. All right, it's all about prophecy. That's really what the main focus is to bring out this Hebrew highlight. All right, you know, just to bring out, because this is really an education video. This is, when you look up Hebrew, it draws out more from the scriptures, more understanding. All right, so this is Revelation 19:10. That Hebrew focus being on this one is Hebrew highlight CHAAMATAZA. All right, now it says 19:10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. 19:11. And I saw heaven open, and a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. All right, we know who that's speak. This is speaking about Yahawashi. All right, these clouds are speaking about the chariots, the so-called UFOs. All right, which are in fact the chariots that led us out of Egypt and that are watching over us now and ready to tear this place up and take vengeance upon Edom with Yahawashi. All right, and the elect are going to be in those chariots when this judgment, all right, and this war comes. Of you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, those of the confused faces, you are the descendants of the Israelites. All right, this salvation and this third world war is leading up into your salvation and the conquest of our enemies. It says his eyes were as a flame, Salaki, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture, all right, he had on a garment, all right, he clothed with the vesture, dipped in blood, all right, and that blood is what? That wine press. It's symbolic. You have to be spiritually minded to understand this connection here. And it said, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. That's speaking about Yahawashi. How do we know that? John 1:10. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. It's speaking about the world of Israel. It says he came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of the power, even to them that believe on his name. Right. All right. That's just the elect of Israel. All right. Because you have the son of the power is Yashar Allah, the prince of the power. But then you have the elect of our nation, all right, of this, all the 12 tribes, which the 12 tribe sign is correct. You have an elect out of them that are only going to believe on his name, Yahawashi. All right. It says, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of flesh, nor of the will of man, but of the power. It says, and the Word was made flesh. All right. Now this said that this was the Word of the Most High. All right. It says, and so it says, and the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Now, if you know anything about when you read, all right, this is how you're supposed to read. When there's something in parentheses in a sentence, after you read that sentence, to get a full like 360 understanding of it, you remove what's in parentheses and read it straight through. So now let's read it straight through, and then we'll read in parentheses again, just to prove that Yahawashi is that word. All right, because you have to believe that he's this word and he's bringing judgment. This is what we're banking on. Right now, we have no mercy being showed unto us by the hands of our enemies, this captivity that we're in. So he has to have mercy. He shall have judgment without mercy, and that have showed no mercy. And mercy rejoiceth against judgment, and that mercy is going to rejoice against judgment. The whole point of having mercy is so you're not getting jacked up. All right, and we getting jacked up, so we're going to rejoice against that judgment because we're trying to do what's right through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Now let me get back. It says, and the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, full of grace and truth. So this Word that was made flesh was the Word of truth. All right, and that's synonymous with the Word of the power. How is it synonymous with the Word of the power? Well, when you go back and read it with the parentheses, it shows you that he came as the glory of him. It says, as the Word, and the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. And we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. And what is that truth? All right. The truth is this. And the armies, all right, and the armies which were in heaven followed him, all right, speaking about Yahawashi and the elect coming to take down Edom and Bozrah to stain Yahawashi's CHAAMATAZA garment, or Bagayadim, or CHAAWAMATAZA Bagayadim, his dyed garments. And the armies which were in heaven followed him with white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goes a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of the Almighty. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So it said he's treading that winepress. All right, and his garments, those are going to be some cruel dyed garments, man. All right, and it's coming for you Edomites. This is it right here. This is a foreshadowing, a visual, a Yapah visual, all right, of what's going to happen to our enemy, Esau. All right, so I just want to bring out that Hebrew highlight one more time because through the Spirit, it's important to be looking up the Hebrew, all right, which is CHAAMATAZA. But the most important thing is to look up this right here, all right. During these Hebrew highlights, I'm going to be focusing on this, the Authorized Version King James translation count. Always look at the translation count, all right, always. So Yahawashi is coming back. All right, he's going to judge our enemies. He's going to have judgment without mercy, who have showed no mercy. All right, and because Yahawashi committed that judgment unto him. So the water Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. I hope, and I know that I pray you were edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. I want to say shalom to the elect, and again, double honors to our elders and apostles, whom we learn this truth from in these times, known as Great Millstone. All right, shalom.